plus अन्नाई वाला.
And do we have a question answer session, Pankaj bhai?
Yeah, at the end we can have question answers. They will be putting questions in Q&A.
Okay.
And then they'll come. So
do I close by 7:45 and keep it question answer slot for 15 minutes, or do I close it by 7:30 and keep for half an hour, or do I close it by 8 o'clock and then proceed further?
Sir, you are the boss. Don't worry.
Okay. Right.
If students are there, they will want me to continue. Okay. So 1 second. Sir, hello. Huh?
1 second.
Just start just urgent.
Hi Naresh.
Hi Sreeram, how are you doing?
Top of the world, how are you, sir?
Before Naresh will say a few words. Yes, sir, it's 6 p.m. Okay. On behalf of Hyderabad branch of SIRC of ICA, today I would first like to thank those 155 people now who have just joined us at sharp 6 o'clock, encouraging us to start the program on time. Dear members, again, it's a pleasure for me to welcome the speaker of the day, CA JVC Sreeram, who is one of the most dynamic persons as far as our GMCS batches are concerned, because I generally don't share any personal thing, but I had the honor of taking 47 batches along with him. And in all 47 batches, I just wanted to see, at least in one batch, I wanted to be above Sreeram. But even 47 batches, Sreeram always got in popular votes more than me. So Sreeram, there is a small jealousy in me about it. But when I finish my term, I will come back to compete with you. Sreeram is an excellent person. You'll have an introduction. Thank you, Dayanya Sharmaji, for joining us. Thank you, Naresh Gelli, and thank you, our young students co-chairperson Satish Mailavarpu. Without wasting much time, I just request Naresh to say few words, and then Daya, and then introduction of Sreeram, and we will start. Thank you.
Good evening, Chairman, and good evening, respected Central Council members, my good friend Satish and Sreeram. Good evening. Actually, friends, I know Sreeram for almost 20 years. From the time the GMCS started, a little before that, I have been knowing him, and we've been interacting. He's a very passionate in terms of encouraging people to perform well, and he's been a passionate speaker at various forums. And in terms of GMCS, he was one of the faculty who was encouraging people to perform much better, and that energy he had was what the students appreciated a lot, and the interaction was very good. I'm sure Sreeram would justify his role, and I'm sure it will cross 250 today. By the time he starts, it should be there, and I'm sure people will appreciate as to why we have chosen a speaker like Sreeram for a topic which is different from our regular subject of accounts, audit, taxation, and few other things. Thank you, Chairman, for giving the opportunity.
Thank you, Naresh. Thereby, sorry, brief introduction.
As you say, because I have to speak tomorrow, Pankaj bhai. But however, Chairman, thank you very much.
And I have to control myself saying tomorrow I cannot tell you, give a brief presentation. I will write 10 times.
I would have been happy actually. I would have been happy to give a brief presentation, but however, doesn't matter. I'll make a full presentation for sure. Chairman, thank you very much. And you have continuously ensured that 6 o'clock I'd only be on my desk rather than roaming around here, there. So thank you very much for ensuring that. And Satish, nice to see you today. Your participation with youngsters has been good, and you need to continue. You are doing best job in the branch as well. And your support has been very, very good. And today, let me just tell you, friends, one side, if Machar Rao is supporting the entire new premises of Kukatpalli, another side, Satish is doing the best job to act as a real watchdog. I can only tell you that way. He's been a great support for the new premises. Good work, Satish. Nice to see you. Naresh bhai, thank you very much for being there today. You are always an elder brother, and your guidance makes a whole lot of difference. And Sreeram, I'm your student. So hopefully you assess what I speak and get back to me saying that after say around 18 or 19 years, whether I stand good, bad or ugly. And wherever it is, you need to just ensure that, guide me properly so that Guru's blessings are always going to be Guru's blessings. And you have actually added value to so many young chartered accountants is unimaginable. I think person who has gone through a GMCS batch has no doubt should have actually touched you or come across you. And your energy which flows all throughout is something one unimaginable. And today you have coined this topic, which is called scaling up your profession through relationship marketing strategy, which is rather I can say you wherever I have grown, whatever I have grown or whatever I am today, it's only because of the relationship marketing strategy. And it is a real fact. I still remember those days when I used to talk, Pankaj bhai, I'll take little time because it is very important for me to just express what this topic is, and we can expect more from Sreeram in that regard. He's going to give more, but they'll mange more. That is a fact. So, when I started my practice, I just told father that, you have done practice as a charity and let me do it as a profession now. So that is a very strong statement if someone wants to understand, because, over a period of time, 70 years, long time, we all have believed in only one thing, which is called relationship. And we never bothered about what the next strategy should be. When the clients have grown, they have left us. And that is a reality. Somewhere we lost something, or somewhere we missed something. And in the process, we lost something. And that is something which is very relating to what do you mean by these 3 letters: relationship, marketing, strategy. Strategy has to be the first word. Actually, when you put these 3 words together, followed with the strategy, and then there are 2 things which will come out. One is called the marketing and another is called the relationship. And that is again connected. It is a triangle like this. And if this triangle is understood well by our chartered accountants, I think most of the people will understand how our profession has to move to a next level. And rightly said by him, scaling up your profession. Scaling up is nothing wrong. Everyone wants to grow in life. We are not telling to compromise anywhere. We have to ensure that we comply with all our code of ethics requirement and institute guidelines. And what more we expect from the institute, let us also understand what institute is doing for us to create that kind of marketing environment for us. Let me just talk about this thing. That's the reason I said, Pankaj bhai, just give me 2-3 minutes more so that I can just set the tone right. And from there, Sreeram undoubtedly is going to take over. And even if he continued after 8 o'clock, also people are going to be there, right? So the fact is ICA guidelines is very important these days. And most important part is if you have gone through the Code of Ethics 2020, Institute itself has decided, yes, it is time where you need to market yourself. You need to stand somewhere. That is how the new provisions with regards to the signboards of chartered accountants, which were being defined in a particular measurement on only a black board on white letters. No, now it is a glow signboards you can actually put in. This is something which we want to showcase. Yes, I am there. I am present. Followed with, the Code of Ethics have actually given us certain more liberties to do certain things with regards to website. We have been allowed very clearly with regards to what is pull and push model, very clearly defined in the guidelines. Social media presence, which is one of the most important things. Friends, let me just tell you, there are 2 ways of, there are 2 verticals or 2 parallel lines to discuss about. The first parallel line is old ways versus new ways. And the second part is physical versus virtual. I think Sreeram is going to cover up these all points in his presentation. But the fact goes very simple. Old ways are only relationship, but the new ways are utilizing those relationship or doing it independently right job. If you are present, let us be present in right ways. And today the kind of knowledge, experience we have all over a period of time, even Naresh bhai always has been talking about, please price your services well. Please price your services well. He has been advocating this particular thing. So today, a market price of a product is determined on the price of a product. If we are actually, not pricing it well, the discounting factor is applicable to us. If I price it well, automatically the message is very simple that I am doing a better job. So there are new ways and old ways of looking at things, and there are physical and virtual ways of presence. So physical ways we have been doing in last 3 months, we have done the virtual presence. And this is something which we need to really understand, not required. But when it is required, you have to be present. See your client on a daily basis. Don't leave it. Similarly, I can continue talking on these all aspects, but the foremost thing is when you want to really market yourself, have a right strategy and good relation. Relationship is not dependent on any other factor. Relationship is dependent on individual, and most important is the social circle what we live in. There is a word called word of mouth publicity. Our profession has been dependent on that. There are 10 people who will talk about something else, but one person will stand up and say, this guy is an exception. And it is very rare where people appreciate other person. So I think a lot of things which we need to understand and implement, and it is a time where we need to really think about what is the right way of taking our profession to the next level. Fortunately, our institute has also decided that, we should have stalls. All the regional conferences, national conferences, we can have our own stalls. So a lot of positive, strategies which are already been given by ICI. Then let us adopt those things and ensure that within the legal framework, we are doing it right. Use the best practices which today Sreeram is going to share with us, and we can take off. When we are sellable across the world, I think we are the only chartered accountants. We are only chartered accountant institute in the world where chartered accountants across the globe, chartered accountants of India are accepted across the globe. Have you seen CPA working in India? They do it for additional certification, that's all. But if you see from an institute point of view, our chartered accountant is going to other country and being accepted there. That is the quality of our profession. So I think we need to advocate, we need to understand, yes, there is an intrinsic value in the entire process and how we actually market it well. It is time where the new opportunities are going to come. The new openings which are going to come, after this COVID is going to get over, the kind of investments which are planned in India is unimaginable. So let us get ready with the new thoughts, new ideas, new vision, new avenues. What is over is over. We could survive all the time, and this is also just going to pass. So let us create some new strategies, sit back, relax, and listen to Sreeram. That's the only thing which I can say. Welcome Sreeram to Hyderabad, the branch again. For sharing your views, and I think people are going to undoubtedly get benefited from the way you are going to take us through. And believe me, I am just sitting here, no work. I can just raise the screen and show you, no work, but listen to you, because there is something new which I am going to listen to. Thank you very much. Thank you, Pankaj.
Yeah, thank you there, and that's why I made you a co-host. And my internet connectivity is bad, so if something goes wrong, then I'm dependent on your connectivity. And thank you for saying that you'll be here only, doing nothing. And Satish, can you quickly introduce Sreeram so that we can continue?
Sure, sir. Sure. Good day, Sreeram Garu. Good evening to respected first person of the Hyderabad branch, Pankaj Kumar Trivedi Garu, our Central Council member Dayanaraj G. Sarma Garu, and SIRC member Naresh Chandragelli Garu. Good evening, all the members. Welcome to all for the webinar on scaling up our profession. Actually, I'm saying you are not in our profession through relationship marketing strategies by JVC Sreeram Garu. I feel it's a privilege on my part to introduce the speaker. JVC Sreeram is the founder and CEO of Aura Leadership Foundation, which was established in March 2000 with a mission to inspire, empower, and energize people to produce peak performances. He is the master franchise of SN2 in South India and Goa. He runs his operations in Asia, Europe, USA, and Africa. JVC Sreeram is an international keynote speaker, thought leader, business consultant, corporate training guru, business coach, networking expert, and a former BNI director. He has put in over 1 lakh professional development hours of training people in Europe, Africa, and Asia. He is a certified networker trained in Los Angeles, USA. Sreeram is mentoring training professionals to help them set up franchises of Aura Leadership Foundation and SN2. Sreeram is one of the most powerful speakers in the world. His powerful voice and awesome energy in training delivery must be seen to be believed. It is for this reason that he is considered as one most of the distinguished communicators in the corporate world. JVC Sreeram has retained by top-notch global corporates to build world-class sales teams, and he has developed path-breaking training models such as BTOPS leadership, winning in selling, known for service, beyond your comfort zone, etc. and etc. His passion to help entrepreneurs inspired to him bring SN2 to India. SN2 is a world-class referral marketing consulting, training and coaching firm founded by Dr. Ivan Misner and Mike Macedonia. Sreeram has trained several CEOs, top managers, chartered accountants, senior doctors, police officers, IT professionals, management professionals from top business schools and other sectors, 3 continents. He trained over 1,10,000 CS in India, Dubai, and Europe. He is a retained training consultant for large companies in Asia, East Africa, and Europe. His base is in Hyderabad and travels across the globe to offer his speaking, training, coaching, and strategic consulting services. He is also a social worker and is the trustee of 2 charitable trusts engaged in providing support for education to underprivileged children. With this brief introduction, I am handing over the proceeding to Sreeram sir. Sreeram sir, up to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, Pankaj, can I share the screen?
Yeah, sharing screen. Given the power, Sreeram, you can just open the PPT.
Not now immediately.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Okay, fine. Yeah.
And I'm just keeping my video off, Sreeram. I'm here only.
No issues. No, absolutely no issues. So, good evening. Thank you very much for all the introductions. First and foremost, I should at this point of time, Dayaji had told something that he was my student, yes, but more importantly, I think I have one more thing to say. Naresh did not say. Naresh was the one who introduced me to Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. In fact, if today I'm addressing all of you and if I came across Pankaj ji and so many tens of thousands of chartered accountants, it is Naresh who had actually introduced me in the first batch of GMCS which happened at Hyderabad. And it's been my privilege that I had people like Daya attending my training, and Pankaj and me had co-facilitated many sessions at Center of Excellence. And I think there are quite a few people from Center of Excellence also who could have probably would be attending today.
Ganesh Balkrishnan is here.
Oh, Mr. Ganesh, okay, Ganesh Balakrishnan is there. Okay, so I will be sharing a few things from Ganesh Balakrishnan also. Okay, so before I start, let me tell you the reasons why I chose this topic. Last year around this time, in the month of September, I got a call from ICI VRO, which is Valuers Registered Organization, and they asked me to do a program on soft skills for registered valuers. And it was a soft skills program, and I went to Delhi and delivered the program. And I found people were from the age group of 25 to 65 who were sitting in the program. And at the end, I was asking the organizers that I think we'll have to devise a different program because you already have GMCS, you have orientation, you have so many programs on soft skills. So calling it as a soft skills program at this level, when people have already done the valuation course and right now, I don't think it makes prudence. So we need to bring something which is not there in the table at this point in time in the institute. And that is when we introduce this relationship marketing workshop. And when Pankaj ji and Dayaji called me and asked me for a topic, when I gave this as one of the options, I gave it as one of the options. There was another option which I had given. Daya said, I don't want to listen to the second option. Just close this one thing. Okay, just close this one thing. And that showed the kind of thinking process which exists in the institute today. I'm not telling you that just because you are there here, but let me tell you, if the same thing I had spoken about it probably 10 years back, there would be people who would be questioning, why would we need this? Our profession and our work itself speaks for itself. There is no need. I've always been saying, even a Rolls Royce has to be sold, has to be marketed. So as a result of which, I think he made a very, very pertinent statement. He said, Papa, you were doing it for charity, but I'm going to do it as a profession, as a professional, as a business. And why am I passionate about this topic? Because many of you have attended my training. That's what I'm seeing the participants list now. I'm a very passionate speaker, and that's the reason why I would like to create a lot of passionate speakers. But why did I choose this topic? Because right from the time I started my profession, earlier it was IT, later it turned out to be training, and then I started becoming a trainer and speaker and consultant. Every business of mine and every geography, I could do the business purely based on the relationship marketing or what Dayaji had just mentioned a few minutes back, word of mouth marketing. Many of you may be aware of Mahatriya, a spiritual leader today. I was his first student. Even I was marketing his course. When we had to market the course, we knew one person, and through that one person, the doors opened for thousands of people. One people referred to three people referred to 12. It is a multiplier effect. When I had to come to Hyderabad, I didn't know the language. I didn't know anybody. My relatives were not staying here. And I just knew only two families. Only two families. And I came to Hyderabad. And again, built it brick by brick, purely based on word of mouth. And in 2007, when I went to UK, and I did it for my client, whose subsidiary was headquartered in Hyderabad, but real headquarters is in Gibraltar. Now, after completing the program, I went and asked them, can you refer somebody? The gentleman said, I know one person who is the CEO of Gibraltar Chamber of Commerce. I will refer you to them. And from there, it is up to you. History. I had to go to Congo in the year 2010. No, why I'm not trying to blow my own trumpet here. I'm trying to establish why am I speaking, why have I chosen this topic. 2010, I had to go to a country called Congo. And my transit point was Kenya. And I always wanted to do business in Kenya because I knew pretty well that Kenya would be what India was in the 1990s and 2000s. I've heard about this development. And to every individual who used to call me in those times, as I'm speaking to them, I would end the conversation by taking permission from them and telling them that I'm going to, on a training assignment to Congo, my transit point is Kenya. Do you know of anybody at the level of CEO or COO with whom I can have an appointment to talk about business? And this is how I would end the call, and somebody would say, no, I know somebody, but they are not at a senior position. I don't know anybody in Africa. But then one gentleman who had not done business with me till now, he's from a company called Grundfos. Ramanan is his name. Immediately he jumped and said, hey, my uncle is a CEO of a large retail company. Would you like to speak to him? That's it. Rest is history. Until March 20th, I landed in India on March 20th, March 19th, till March 19th. Half the time I live in India, half the time I used to live in Kenya. And I used to live in his house, the same gentleman, whom I did not know 10 years back. We need, I didn't say you, I said we need to develop the relationship marketing strategy. Rightly mentioned about this program, we have been building relationships for years together. Have we ever thought it from a marketing angle? Do we need to do? Yes. And in today's context, it is even more important. My book is getting published on August 21st, titled No Reference Point. It is basically about how to succeed during the pandemonium times caused by this pandemic. The first person whom I interviewed for the book is also sitting in this program today, Mr. Ganesh Balakrishnan, partner of Deloitte. And when I was talking to him, he said, Sreeram, one big thing which is happening is that geographical advantage or disadvantage is going to be ruled out of the equation post-COVID and even during the COVID time. You don't have to be in Mumbai to become a financial expert. You don't have to be in Gurgaon to be an FMCG expert. Geography, the world has shrunk, and every other country and every other city, every other continent is a neighbor, and it is just a screen away. In this context, how can I take my business global? There is somebody who's sitting in America who wants to invest in India. And can we do something about it? And can we get those kind of clients? Yes, we can. So I'm going to divide this program into different parameters. One is what is basically relationship marketing? What are the components of relationship marketing? Number two, where and how do we go about doing this relationship marketing? What is the critical element of that? And then I would end the program by sharing a small PDF page. That's it. It's called as the 20 basic things to go digital. Because when you talk relationship marketing, if you're not in digital framework, you would not be in a position to leverage. Even I have a lot of trainers, and many of you sitting here who sat in my GMCS program, you've also listened to those gentlemen. But unfortunately, from March 2020 till today, they have not been able to do any of the training program, not because they are not competent, not because they do not know how to speak across a Zoom or a Microsoft Teams or a Google, whatever you call. But unfortunately, they have not built their social media. They have not built their digital framework. They opened a Facebook account. They opened a LinkedIn account. It is like getting a membership into the gym. Most people take membership in a gym, but hardly visit. And that's what had happened. But on the contrary, I never did a webinar till April 9, 2020. But I've been building my digital and social media audience for a long time. But I've also missed out on a lot of things. I missed out on YouTube. I missed out on Instagram. I'm catching up. So what are the things which I need to do if I have to succeed in referral marketing and relationship marketing? I would need to have a strong back-end engine of my social media and the digital platforms. I'm not even speaking about advertising. I'm speaking about you can subtly do a lot of things. So what are those basic things to advanced things? Because I know some of you are youngsters who are sitting here and you may be saying, Sreeram, not this 20, can add another 5 more. Absolutely. Because there are today youngsters who can teach a lot of things. Because I see my students who have gone through my Center of Excellence course. GST 1 amendment comes. In the morning, the amendment comes. By evening, 6 o'clock, I will have the YouTube link. Sir, just look at this and give me a feedback. How is it? And by 9 o'clock in the night, that's it. And everybody knows he's a GST specialist. But you may be actually a GST specialist. You may be knowing more than what this guy knows. But unfortunately, he does something which you don't do. If I have to have something which I've never had, I must be willing to do something which I've never done. I repeat, if I have to have something which I've never had, I must be willing to do something which I've never done. So embracing digital media, social media, and knowing how to promote our own stuff and having people who can promote our stuff. For that, you need to have relationship marketing. Well, I was just assessing today. From when I wanted to write the review, when I wanted to review for my book in the last 20 days, my book is completed. I want a review for the book. I don't know whom to approach, but today I've got reviews from chairman of some of the leading firms, chairman and manager, known people, BVS Lakshman, Lieutenant General of an army, author of 16 books, and all because relationship was there. And there is also something called as networking with those relationships, both offline and online. In fact, my book had gone to one of the former Union Health Minister's table today. And he had just asked in the afternoon, send me the list of people who had sent the reviews before I even think of either giving you the review or not. He may or he may not. But when that's when I realized, okay, many of them I do not even know, because you may not be knowing somebody. It does not matter how many people you know. But what really matters is that one person whom you know, he can open millions of doors for you. And not even millions of doors are required. Not even thousands of doors are required. Even hundreds of doors is not required in our profession. When I say in a profession, as a consultant and you as a chartered accountant. Because we may not be able to handle the volumes of 1,000 clients or 10,000 clients. Even if they can open 10 doors for us, those 10 opportunities multiplied by 10, 100, and that will be more than enough. I honestly believe, and I am sanguine, that in the next 1.5 hours, there can be some value addition which can be provided to each one of you, and some path-breaking concepts can be learned. Because when I came to know in 2013 that there is an institution. What has worked for me, there is an institution there in USA which had researched on this, published books on it, conducts training program. I said, I would like to go. I would like to learn. I flew down, spent several thousands of dollars, and then brought the same organization to India. Because I knew pretty well if a research had been done, I should be part of it. Because that's why we tell now what Harvard doesn't teach you, what Kellogg's didn't teach you, what IIM and ISB didn't teach you, what Kotler and Ziegler and Drucker did not tell you in the book. That's what we're going to learn today. Out of humility, I'm saying, who is Kotler? Management guru specialist. Ziegler, the best of sales guy. Drucker, the marketing guru. And even in those books, you will not find what we are going to see in the next few minutes' time. Thank you for taking time out. And I don't know what was the number Pankaj Bhai was having in his mind, but right now I can see 345.
Yeah.
I was putting together, you were looking at 250, 200 people, I guess. 200, 300?
I sure 350 will come, Sreeram, and believe me, it will be 375. Go ahead.
Okay, good. So without taking any more time, let me jump into the relationship marketing. Just a minute. So people can answer questions, right? Okay. So relationship marketing. What is relationship marketing? Relationship marketing is nothing but the people with whom you have deep engagements and deep relationships with them as your whatever thing you can call as referral partners or whatever you can call. How do you grow your business purely by that? But before that, let me ask you a question. The question which I'm asking you is, now this question need not be answered only from a chartered accountant's perspective. You can answer even from any business perspective, because I know pretty well, and even chartered accountancy profession, look at it globally. Even you can look at it globally also. So how many ways are there is what I want to ask. It's coming out clearly. 4 general ways to grow your business or profession. There are basically 4 ways through which you can grow any business, including your profession of chartered accountancy. Can somebody start sharing what could be those 4 which you can thinking of? Should I put in a question answer slot?
Sreeram, that would be very difficult with the number of people it's having. Okay. Because they'll have to put it in chat only. And
yeah, let them put in the chat only. Let them put it on chat.
A couple of people.
So just to keep you engaged, what are the things? What are 4 general ways? What are the general ways? What do you think? What are the ways through which you can grow your business or profession? Just answer. Just feel free to just type into the chat box.
Yes, friends, you can just start
LinkedIn,
putting.
Okay. LinkedIn, okay. Started coming by credibility and quality, okay. Eamon Mudra, Purnima Sharaf, LinkedIn, quality of service, networking, contacts, understanding client requirements, okay. Discussions, thought leadership, right, okay. Referral, okay. Networking, marketing strategy, use of digital platform, all of this, okay, fine, exactly, beautiful. Networking is coming out big time, okay. Okay, thank you very much for networking, right, okay. Visibility, okay. Now, there are only 4 ways. Number 1, doesn't matter which business you are into. You could be into manufacturing, you could be into retail, you could be into distribution, you could be into service like you and me are. You could be into aggregating, you could be into affiliation, you could be into franchisee model, you could be into construction, you could be anything. First is advertising, both offline and online, including your LinkedIn advertisements, including your Facebook ads, all those stuff. That's 1. But advertisements, number 1, does it exactly take you to the target market? Does it reach you to the 100% target market which you want to reach? Number 1, answer is no. Number 2, is it expensive? Absolutely, yes. It is expensive. And are there restrictions and regulations? Yes. Are there guidelines? Yes. So as a result of which, advertising or online is not a very viable option. So let's go to the second one. Public relations, PR. You hire a PR agency.
Hey, coming from which place, Narendra sir, from which? I'm in a webinar because I am the.
Sorry. Public relations. Public relations is you hire a PR agency. There are a lot of PR agencies around in town now, and you can hire them, and they will charge you, say, probably starting from 15,000 to 15 lakhs. You have various agencies. They arrange media slots for you. There will be interviews which will be conducted. They will write articles about you. There will be people who will be speaking about you. So public relations is a nice one. You hire a PR agency and they do all the job for you. Okay. They do all the job for you in terms of promoting. Is it expensive? Yes, it is expensive. Should I have a PR strategy? I should have a PR strategy. But does it work 100%? No, it doesn't work 100%. That's a fact of the matter. So advertising, not a very viable option. Public relations, not a very viable option. The third one, it's not an option at all. Forget about it. Cold calling. All of us receive cold calls. Do we receive cold calls? Yes, no. Quickly on the chat box. Yes, no. Do we receive cold calls? What are the cold calls? Sir, ICICI Bank నుంచి ఫోన్ చేస్తాను సార్, మీకు లోన్ టాప్అప్ కావాలా సార్, ఇన్సూరెన్స్ కావాలా సార్, రియల్ ఎస్టేట్ కావాలా సార్. Every day we keep getting. I should not be speaking in Telugu because I think we have a global audience. Sorry about that. So cold calls, and you can't do cold calls. I don't know if you chartered accountants do that. What do you mean? They are not having the certificate of practice. They name themselves as consultants, and they hire even. Sreeram, are you saying? Yeah, yes, I know of people who do call up and say, we do GST work, we do income tax work. Would you like to take it up? There are people who are doing that, but they're not chartered accountants. They did CA course, but they're no more practicing chartered accountants. They are one of it. So cold calling is not an option. So what is the fourth method? Word of mouth marketing, what Dayaji had just mentioned a few minutes back. Word of mouth marketing. Word of mouth is what? And how did you get your first client? Your first client came out of word of mouth. When you set up your practice, and once you set up your practice, you had somebody telling you that, okay, I know of my uncle who's running this business, and I think they would need a chartered accountant. So why don't you contact them? Didn't you get that? We did get that. So, but unfortunately, as I mentioned, Drucker, Ziegler, and Kotler just has one paragraph or one page dedicated for it. Now, the session is all about this. How do I do word of mouth marketing? And word of mouth marketing itself can give you two things. What are the two things which it can give you? It has leads and referrals. One is called as lead, another is called as referral. What is the difference between a lead and a referral? A lead means I am referring, say I know Vijay Kumar is a chartered accountant, and I have a friend of mine by name Melvin, and Melvin is starting his business. And Vijay Kumar, I happen to have a conversation with Vijay Kumar, who's a chartered accountant, and I tell Vijay Kumar, I know Melvin, and he started his business, so he might be needing a chartered accountant. So why don't you make a call to him? And I pass the number of Melvin to Vijay Kumar. This is a lead. Melvin is not expecting a call from Vijay Kumar. So number one. Number two, I have not informed Melvin that Vijay Kumar is going to be calling him. So this is basically a lead. It's better than a cold call. But what is a referral? A referral is I speak with Melvin and I tell Melvin that I have my chartered accountant. I know pretty well you're starting your private limited company and you would have a lot of compliances to go through. So you would need a chartered accountant. And Melvin says, yes, Melvin says, yes, I need one. And then I say, I have my friend Vijay Kumar, who's a chartered accountant, and he's the person who takes care of all the things of mine in terms of compliance, advice, strategy, all the things. So would you like me to connect him to you? Yes, why not? So I connect. And there itself, there are 10 shades of a referral. I'm not going to get into all those things in today's program. There are 10 shades of a referral. So I can connect him. I can even book an appointment for him. I can schedule a 3-way WhatsApp call or a Zoom call. I can even close the deal for him, for Vijay Kumar. Now, this is a referral. Tell me, is a lead better or a referral better? Onto your chat box. Is your lead better or a referral better? What would you like to receive? Srividya says, referral, referral, referral. Referral, right? Anytime referral, exactly. Okay. Welcome. Okay, so we are all on the same page. That's the reason why I'm asked you this question is because we are all on the same page. But before we move into the word of mouth marketing, before we move into scaling up your business, so the whole thing is the big challenge is, in fact, I don't know whether my auditor is sitting in this room or not. I have almost referred several files to my auditor. But let us understand, for most of you sitting in this room, when you think of a referral, 9 out of 10 times you are thinking about your client referring you to somebody. But that need not be the only source. Client is one of the sources. In fact, in some of the business, client is not the best source. In fact, those of you who are leading, who are dealing with a large public limited company, do not expect the CEO or the CFO to refer another client for you. Do not expect. I'm not saying they will not, but most of the times they would not. But if you're doing a work for an individual, an entrepreneur, he has a good chance of referring. In fact, I'll give you an example. One of the biggest clients of mine in Kenya is Bitco Africa Limited. Mukesh Ambani of East Africa is Mr. Vimal Shah, and he was my client. He was my client. And I remember, and he's also the chairman of Kenya Association of Manufacturers. He's a known name. But I've got a lot of business by using this name called Vimal Shah. One day I was sitting with him in his cabin and I asked him, Vimal, you know so many people, and why don't you refer me to some of your very well-known people in your community itself? Can you help me? He said, Sreeram, I'm not going to refer you. I'm not going to refer you. I was taken aback. I'm a route to market consultant for you. And for the last 4 years, you've been paying me every month. Are you not happy with me? Was what the question was going at the back of my mind. And then he said, you know what? You come to Kenya 10 to 12 days in a month. And out of it, 7 days you're spending for Bitco. And the remaining 3 or 4 days you spend for other clients. Now, if I refer another client for you, now you're not going to increase your days from 12 days to 20 days in Kenya. You're going to still continue 12 to 15 days maximum. You will be serving the other client at the cost of serving me. So I'm sorry, I'm not referring you. Now, please understand, if you are dealing with a B2C, client can be a referral source. But if you are dealing with a B2B, and that to a large company, CEO or a CFO, I'm not saying they will not refer you, but chances of a referral is very less. So today you're going to learn what are the various referral sources and how you can make it easy for your referral sources to refer you. Now, before I do that, let me see the chat box. I see a lot of chats running around. Okay, it's basically the membership numbers. Okay. So now I'm going to take you through the basic definitions which are required. Because as a chartered accountant, you would like to know that. So quickly, and then some numbers, and then we'll get into straight into the topic. Relationship marketing. It's simple, but it's not easy. Why it's not easy? Please understand, when I give business to you, when I give my file to you, if something bad happens, if something inappropriate happens, I have to face the challenge. But when I refer an individual, a chartered accountant, to another person, I'm not just referring you, I'm giving away a part of my trust, a part of my credibility. So what happens? People don't refer very easily because they don't want a situation where the friend comes and tells, because if Vijay Kumar does a bad job, Melvin is going to come and blast me. Sreeram, what have you done? This guy has suggested to me private limited company when I should have actually started only a limited liability partnership company. And my cost has gone up like mad. So as a result of which, when people refer you, they not only refer you, they give away a part of their credibility and trust. So that's why it is not easy. It is simple because there is no cost involved. 99.99% there is no cost involved. Number two, most of the times it's a very quick connectivity which happens. You don't have to slog it out for the appointments. It's going to happen quickly, but yet it's not easy. So how to make it easy? That is when you need an expert. That is when you need a third eye. That is when you need some people who can help you out. So, but before we go that, relationship marketing has got three important definitions. Let's define. Define number one, referral. What is the meaning of a referral? Number two, where do you find referrals? When you network, you find referrals. If you don't network, you don't find referrals. Number three, what is referral marketing? So where do you market? At the networking place. So you have three things: a referral, a networking, and referral marketing. Let's quickly jump into the topic. A referral is a personal recommendation from a potential buyer, from someone who trusts you. This is the key word. Trust plays the most important role in referral marketing. As a result of which, so if I have to be referable, I would have to earn the trust of people. And earning the trust of people takes a lot of time. So one, you need to spend a lot of time to build relationship. Number two, there is a shortcut to earn trust too. And I'm going to share that with you in the later portion of the program. Now, how do is there a shortcut for trust? Yes, there is a shortcut for trust. Now, what is it? Shortcut means, I'm not saying shortcut means not a fraudulent method or something. But if you do something, because I always say, in fact, it's my personal saying, do not expect your referral sources to do heavy lifting for you. Make it easy for them to refer. In fact, many of the chartered accountants have made this mistake because I have dealt with tens of thousands of chartered accountants. They make a big mistake of making things too complicated. And when you are explaining yourself in a too complicated methods, making you refer is very, very difficult. What do? I help people slash taxes. Okay. I ensure that people don't get any unnecessary notices. I ensure that there is no knock from the IT guys on your office. I help you set up your business right from the comfort of your sitting at home. You don't have to move. Now, I help you make more money. I help you become rich. Now, these are terms which you need to use if you are to become referable. So this is one, referral. I hope you understood what I'm talking about. The second one is networking. It is a process of developing and using contacts to increase your business, enhance your knowledge, and expand your sphere of influence or serve the community. So developing and using contacts to increase your business. There are places where you go, like Vyapar is there. Okay, likewise, there are so many other places out there. There are communities. I run a community called Ascent Mastermind Community, where people come there to increase their business. Then you come to Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. That is also a fraternity. That is also a networking place. But you predominantly come here to enhance your knowledge. Then expand your sphere of influence. People join Lions Club. People join Rotary. So there, you expand your sphere of influence because you become known to people. People join probably places like Masons, Freemason Club. And there is also networking for serving the community. So, but at the same time, people make a blunder of being everywhere. I know members, networking associations, every week they meet, they will be there. Madras Management Association, they'll be there. Rotary Club, they'll be there. Lions Club, they will be there. So what happens when you're there everywhere, you are nowhere because you don't have time. Because for referral marketing, trust is very important, and trust is going to take a lot of time, as I mentioned before. So if you're going to spend very limited time, and going forward, time, in fact, already now itself, and going forward even more post-COVID, time is going to be the biggest commodity which is not available. So as a result of which, you will have to use your time in a very diligent manner. And that too, I think I know many of you will appreciate. In fact, I'm seeing it from my own eyes in my own life. To get the same result as what you would get pre-COVID, you will have to put minimum 300% more effort. And when you're going to put more effort, means time is required. You need to spend that time. You need to invest that time, which is extremely critical. So networking, you can't be everywhere. So I've seen what is the referral. I've seen what is the networking. Now, what is referral marketing? It's a strategy. Danny was clearly told right in the beginning itself, it should be a strategy. Yes, it is a strategy to attract new clients, which result in flow of personally recommended business. Continuous flow. So we have defined it. But Sreeram, why do I need to have this? Some number cruncher before we jump into the program straight away. 65% of new business comes from referrals. That is what New York Times says. I'm not saying. And I, being a part of Ascentive, help people to create an effective referral marketing strategy and plan. And even somebody like Oyo, he just mentioned in January, 90% of our revenues in our mature market still come from repeat customers and word of mouth publicity. Now that's what happens. Even from startup to everybody. It's only, that's why people have referral bonus, basically because of this. So now I'll give you some numbers, but before that, quickly. Referral sources, your network and referral sources. I'm going to give you this fact. I'm going to run through, I'm not going to spend much time. Referral, why do we need to have, even now, if you're having a thought, should I really work and put efforts on my referral base? Now these facts will help you. That's all, nothing more. 1 out of 6 referred prospects will likely use your service. That's the truth. Referred clients stay with you 4 times longer on an average. These are all from Ascentive, the statistics from the research we had done. Referred clients take additional 3 to 4 services more from you in the first year. That's what happens because the trust is built. So I came to actually, I went to a chartered accountant to start a company. But then I started the company. Now I want GST, additional service. I've taken a franchisee of a international business, so I have to pay royalty on a monthly basis. So 15 CA, 15 CB. Now GST I have to pay additional service. So vertical to vertical to vertical to vertical gets added because the trust levels are there. Upselling. In fact, chartered accountants also need to look at how do we do upselling and how do we do cross-selling to the existing clients. Referred clients are 2.5 times more likely to refer to you, which means what am I saying? If I refer Melvin as a client to Vijay Kumar, Melvin would be referring somebody else again to Vijay Kumar. And look at it's like this. If you throw a stone onto the river, you don't know how far the ripples can go. That's the effect. But now I'm coming to a very important part of it called as referral network. Your referral network, what is it? Your referral network is made of people that for some reason have the ability to refer business to you. They can refer business to you. They have the ability for whatever reason. That's why I asked Ramanan, who was the general manager of Grundfos, do you know of anybody who's at a CEO or a CFO level or a COO, a CXO, basically CXO level in Kenya? Because I would like to be referred only to a CXO. If I were to speak to an HR manager, it's not going to happen. I would like my client to ask me a CXO. At that level, decisions are happening. So they must be having the ability to refer business to you, but you don't know. You'll be in for a surprise. There are going to be some places where you're going to get referrals from people whom you've never thought. They usually come from more than 8 referral sources, which we will discuss shortly, which is what I'm going to discuss. If you can implement on the circle and the wheel I'm going to show to you right now, it will be a revelation. What is that? I'm coming to it. This is your referral network. This is your 1 minute. This is your referral network. Simple fact. So traditionally they would say only 8, but I have got something more. The first network is the business network. Do you have a business network? Sreeram, does it mean that I will have to join an association or an organization? Not required. Not required. If you want, you can join. But even Rotary Club started off with, a roundtable even started off as a business promoting exercise. Rotary also, I know of a travel agent friend of mine called Ahmad who has his office near Ravindra Bharati. He gets 95% of his business from Rotary. So all these places give you referrals. In fact, I'll give you right now itself, I'll tell you. When I shared that, I'm going to share that image, 20 things. One of the chartered accountants in Mumbai, immediately, this was a program which I did, an valuation program I did in Mumbai. This guy, what he did was he immediately ensured that he spoke about, I gave them a small clue and he implemented the clue and speaking about it in Rotary Club of Thane. From there, he got referred to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more clubs in the next 3 months and business started flowing in. But he was an expert. You have to be an expert. So number 1 is the business network. What are the business networks that you have? When I say business networks, it also includes places like Rotary Club, Roundtable, or any other network. That's 1. Number 2 is satisfied clients. As I mentioned right at the beginning itself, satisfied clients are, if it is B2C, you're going to get referrals. If it is B2B, it's going to be difficult. And I've already given you the reason why. And for many of you, this is your only referral source. I'm sorry to say. In fact, I know a lot of chartered accountants. Whom do you get referrals from? My clients. And they are giving not by any design. Whenever they come across somebody, they will refer you. If they don't come across anybody, they will not refer you. If their business expands, you will get referrals. Because when their business expands, they come in contact with so many other people. But if they are not, think about it, if your clients are not highly networked, if your client is not doing well in his own business, and that can happen during COVID times, if your clients or for some reason have some small challenges with you, they would stop referring. And that can happen. So you cannot have only those people as your referral source. Next is your staff. Sreeram, my staff, yeah, your article. If you're running a big firm, you must be having your partners. In fact, I would like to look at it, in a situation where, because that's the reason why I'm doing a lot of sales and marketing seminars. And unusually, last Saturday, I had a sales seminar called Winning in Selling. And these are all free webinars, which are per you do actually paid courses. I do run paid courses. And I had a lot of chartered accountants signing up for this Winning and Selling seminar. And few of them said, no, Sreeram, we are asked to make presentations. We have to pitch in for clients. So your staff, if the senior most partner alone is bringing clients to the table, then that is not a very viable business option. That is not a very viable practice option. And they must be able to. I'm not even talking about a first year articleship. No, I'm about the 3rd year articleship. By the time you must have networked properly. Businesses which benefits from yours, like your vendors. In fact, chartered accountants do not have many vendors, but you can. Still, your vendors, the guy from whom you buy the IT stuff, all those kind of, they're also a business. Are they first your client? Or the vendors of yours or your clients? And once they become a client, can they refer others to you? Because they must be also giving services to various other people. Other people with whom you do business. What do you mean, Sreeram? I'll give you a revelation here. I have my Ascentive Pro client by name Nagraj. Nagraj is a dealer for Schneider UPS. He got connected to as big as the director purchase of Aurobindo Labs. He got connected to the CEO of Matrix. He got connected to the owners of a leading school. I forgot the name of the school. Very leading, the multinational big school. And some of the real estate companies. And do you know where he got referred? Where he got the referral from? Where he got the connection from? He is actually a guy who is not a great spender. Who doesn't spend a lot of money. Little conservative, nice guy. But he goes to the best parlor in the city of Hyderabad. He goes to the #1 parlor. He used to. I don't know, now he goes. And he quickly figured out the top guys like Aurobindo Pharma, CEOs and Matrix and colleges and schools owners, whose kind of stuff comes there. Now, he says, Sreeram, do you know what? I have a lot of time. When you're sitting in the parlor, you go through all those things, you have a lot of time. So I always ensure that I get my hairstyling done by the owner of the parlor, who's the one who does for all the big names. So I started talking to him, and he's an extrovert. He asked me, what do you do? I said, this is what it is. And one of those days, it so happened that as he was completing mine, Aurobindo Pharma's, the person whom I spoke about, was sitting back. And then and their connection happened. And likewise, consistently, he has been getting. Can you imagine? I'm telling truth. I'm giving you the name of the person, Nagraj. He runs this business called Kala Power. He sells UPS. He has his own manufacturing unit called Kala Power and Kala Enterprises. In Kala Enterprises, he sells Schneider, UPS, APC. And in his own, he has. And another example I give, I don't know that even this guy may be sitting in this room itself. I have another client of mine called Arish Reddy, chartered accountant. He says, Sreeram, do you know what? I have a personal physical trainer. Not today, but those days I used to have pre-COVID times. I have a personal trainer who comes home and does the training for me, for my health and fitness. And he has referred 2 clients to me. And one of them happens to be in city industry. Because he's a fitness trainer for who's who. Oh, can you imagine? Can you imagine getting referral from these out of the box? You never know. In fact, the first time I learned about this was when I went to US in 2013, and I met one gentleman who said, you know what? I get referral from my tailor. I said, you're a tailor? Yes. Because I am a wealth management specialist, and I go to the best tailor in the town of Austin. I live in Austin. And the best tailor of mine is also the tailor for all the HMIs. So when I want to get appointments, I actually talk to him. But you need to do certain things, which I will talk to you when I go to the image, 20 things of the image. At the time, I'll tell you. So other people with whom you do business. Referral givers, the people who gave you referral. Do you remember who was the first person who gave you a referral? Who was the gentleman? Who was that lady? After that, she stopped giving or he stopped giving because you stopped connecting. Important. Referral receivers, people who have received referrals from you. You referred. One of your friend came from USA and he wanted to buy an apartment and you referred to Aparna Construction. And he bought an apartment from Aparna Construction, which means you had actually given the referral. So Aparna Construction, are they giving you a referral? Because you happen to be the chartered accountant for Aparna Construction. Have you asked? The power of asking. If you have not asked, you have to be shameless in asking. This is what I do. I would love to. In fact, I've seen some of the chartered accountants who have the natural flair. Give the card and say, you know what? Anything on GST, I'm there to help people. They won't ask for clients. I'm there to help people. And if you have any person who's looking for advice on help on GST matters, just refer to me. Give my number and I'll speak to them. And I'll be happy to help them out. That's all I will start. So have you reached out? That's what. Next, you go to the next level, contact sphere. What is a contact sphere? Contact sphere are those set of people who are not competing with you, but who are complementing your business. Like say, let me give you an example. One of my target market is the chief marketing officer of large public limited listed companies, right? Now, I also know of a digital marketing specialist, not another digital marketing guy, not another guy on the streets, a digital marketing specialist. E is serving also that level of client of a chief marketing officer of a public limited company. Now, contact sphere is I am his contact sphere and E is my contact sphere. I don't get into his zone. He doesn't enter into my zone. And this is basically a contact sphere. Probably you might have to make a note of it. And you would have contact spheres, company secretary. You must be referring a lot of business to company secretaries. But are the company secretaries referring to you? That's a question to ask. You're referring to chartered accountants. So you're referring to lawyers, attorneys. Are they referring back to you? If not, time to do a one-to-one meeting with them. Get on a call, tell them that, why don't we have a Zoom meet? And I think if you know a little bit more about me, it might be helping you to refer more clients to me. And you should not be, this is where, you need to be a little subtle in relationship marketing. You don't ask them, hey, you're not referring me. I've given you 20 referrals till now. You're not referred me even a single person. No, that won't work. Hey, it looks like, I think if you know a little bit more about me, it will be much easier for you to give me more referrals. So, because as much as I think, you have talked about your business to me, I think I've not educated you and it's my fault. So can I take the permission and move on? Contact spheres. Family and community. Have your family given you business and clients? Have your community, I'm sorry, my dear friends, I will have to jump in here and I speak something which probably some of you may not like, but this is the truth of the matter. The truth of the matter. And I've learned it a long time back, and so I'm going to speak about it. And if you mistake me, it's okay. Family members, your family. In fact, some of the North Indian families, they've got 500 members in the family. Ghar ka murg dal barabar. Ghar ka murg dal barabar. Having a butter in the hand, but going in search of the ghee. The family would be, whom did they, because they might not even be knowing you. In fact, my brother did not know much about me. He's an engineer from IIT Chennai. But slowly I started educating him, and then he attended my course, one of my courses, recent course he attended, and he started referring. And now he promotes me. In fact, today I told him in the morning that I'm going to do a program of this kind. He immediately asked, can I ask my members of my community to join in? This is only for Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. If you want to do it separately for your community. Family members. Community. Whether you like it or not. Gujus, Gujaratis, went to East Africa. When they went to East Africa, they not only did they go to East Africa, they took, listen to me carefully, they took Dokla, Khichdi, Tepada, Dokla, Khichdi. They took Swaminarayan Mandir. They took Bank of Baroda. Food, God, money. Because with bank, you transact. Punjabis went to United Kingdom. Not only did they go to United Kingdom, they took butter naan, butter chicken masala, chicken tikka masala. In fact, now it has so happened that chicken tikka masala is not an Indian food anymore. It has become a British food now. They took Gurudwara. They also took Punjab National Bank. Food, Bhagwan, Paisa. South Indians, Tamil Nadu, Chettiars, went to Malaysia and Singapore. They took Idli Sambar. They took Muruga or Karthikeya, whatever you call, and they took Indian Overseas Bank. Food, Bhagwan, money. Whether you like it or not, this is the power. Unfortunately, some people do not openly speak it, but in relationship marketing, this is why it works. It works. In fact, you have a bigger, large, the tallest Muruga temple is there in Malaysia, not in Madras. So whether you like it or not, I'm more comfortable because I can speak in a language which the other person can understand. That's the reason they do business with each other. Under to CA, doctor, CA. In fact, my doctor, he speaks Tamil. Because certain things, because I'm basically from Tamil Nadu, but settled in Hyderabad. He's not a Tamilian, but he can speak Tamil. Because reason is, certain things I want to speak, I want to be a little more comfortable. Trust levels are high. That's it. Next is the friends and affiliates. Your friends. Your school friends. Your school friend could be a CFO of a multinational giant and probably doesn't know what you're doing. Should I mention? Now that's where I'm coming to. The 20 strategies will help you a lot to actually work on this. Because you can't go and ask, in fact, what I do is I don't ask for business with my friends group. I've got a lot of business friends group. But in the friends group, I use a different strategy. My Monday morning quotes go, my YouTube speeches go, my webinar goes. So, in fact, the biggest case study for my book has come from UPL. UPL is a $4.3 billion company. And it has come because one of my friend is the head of supply chain. And he gave the interview and the board approved it. And I didn't go and ask him. I said, I'm writing a book of this guy. Immediately reached out to me. Sreeram, by any chance, would you like to cover our story? I said, wonderful. First, let me know the story. Story came. So the 20 strategies it's not a big strategy. It's a very simple thing. Friends and affiliates. Then social media and WhatsApp groups. Yeah, you can use social media. The Facebook. How much are you using Facebook? How much are you using Facebook page? How many groups are there? Yeah, there are certain groups where you can't promote. You can't do anything. So here, the friends, the family, friends, and social media, the 20 strategies can help you here. Because you may not be directly asking. With your contacts here, you can be asking. With your referral receivers, you can be asking. Referral givers, you can be asking. I'm not saying soliciting even. I'm saying if somebody needs help, that is how you start. Your doctor doesn't go and ask for if anybody has, please refer me to people who have kidney ailment. No, if anybody needs help, as far as their kidney is concerned, I'm a nephrologist and I can be of help. That's all. No, this is not soliciting business. This is not soliciting business. So now what do I do? I don't have to. So these things, but this is also, I can't even do this with my family, my friends and affiliates and social media. I have a different strategy there. So Sreeram, what is the power team? Power team is when contact sphere members come together and agree to proactively, in a consistent manner, in a reciprocatory manner, refer, they become a power team. That is when a recruiter and myself, when a chartered accountant themselves can be a referral partner, my power team member. I'll go to the referral partner next. Because the chartered accountant is the CFO, and I also hit the CFO. The CFO can refer me to CEO. So we agree, okay, I will pass my client, I will refer my clients to you, you will refer your clients to me. This becomes a power team. And then who's a referral partner? When those power team members consistently, proactively, they're inspired to work together and help each other, they become a referral partner. There are firms like that. I think there are firms like that where they say, okay, you're a company secretary, I'm a chartered accountant, let's meet on a weekly basis. I will tell you what are the works I'm doing and you tell me what are the works you're doing, and between us, we can. In fact, there was one organization, I can tell you, for an example, I'll give you an example here. Okay, there's one business network where many chartered accountants have not enjoyed working there. Some of them have enjoyed. And I happen to be a director of that in long time back. I have a student of mine who was a chartered accountant, cost accountant, company secretary, all completed in 21 years. I don't want to name him. This guy joined one of the leading firms in Hyderabad, a multinational firm, and he rose highly paid. And it so happened that he met me at Center of Excellence because he had come there for campus recruitment, to recruit people he had come. And during the lunchtime, he came out and he said, sir, and he was speaking to me. He said, I'm not happy with the way things are going. I want to actually quit the company. I want to start my own business. I want to start my own practice. I want to be a virtual CFO. And I can become one. Okay. I said, okay, do one thing. I'm starting this. I'm starting a new chapter of this particular organization. Come and join. He came and joined. And he was a very, very smart guy. But he also resigned after 1 year. He also resigned. But what happened was there was a lawyer in that particular place. And the lawyer had connections. You will not believe he made a business of 1.3 crores in the first year. He became a virtual CFO. Because he didn't look for 500 people, 1,000 people. He was looking for one person. Okay, let me establish a relationship with this guy. Let me work with him and build that trust. And that's enough. That's how you build word of mouth marketing. So this is your referral network. Now, what do I need to do? You need to ask yourself, but Sreeram, should I work with everybody? No, not possible. Everybody can't be working with everybody. So you will have to choose which of these areas you are going to work with. You're going to work with. Okay, you have a big staff team you might be having, then you will work with that staff. You may say, okay, I'm going to look at, I have a lot of vendors in my organization. I'm going to talk to them, maybe. You may contacts here. Some of you may be saying, okay, I have a good connection with company secretaries, I have a good connection with lawyers, and I'm going to work with them. Okay, I think my family itself I can tap. Your family may not give business, but they can refer you. That's what we're talking about here. So it's strategy is yours. So that's how you work. I want to just run. Okay, now this is what, but all this will not work if you don't do networking. So this I call it as a networking matrix. The first step in networking matrix is I don't know people. Visualize that you have just landed in Hyderabad. You don't know anybody. The first you will be, people don't know me. I don't know people. This is called as unknown area. If you're in an unknown area, people will be extremely difficult to refer you. Then from unknown, you move to invisible. What is invisible? I know, okay, I know the Central Council member now. I know who's the chairman of the branch. I know them. I know these people. I know all the people. I know the SARC member. I know the chairman of SARC. Okay? But still, they don't know you. Now you are in invisible zone. Then you move to a stage where you become networked. Where what? I know people and people should know me. When it happens, you go around, meet people, right? You exchange cards. Now this is not you're there in the virtual network, in the virtual meetings, you participate, so you become networked. And there also this 20 strategies will help. Not the 20 strategies all, maybe 5-6 strategies, because the 15 or maybe most out of the 20, around 10 to 12, most of you must be very strong in that. Then comes the celebrity. What happens? I don't know people, but people know me. Virat Kohli doesn't know Sreeram, but the whole country knows Virat Kohli. Now that's where you move to. But how do you do that? How do you move to the celebrity? So that's what happens when you're a speaker. In the let's talk about pre-COVID times. In a CA convention or a conference, you're there as a speaker and you land up and you go and speak there. Everybody knows he is a speaker, but you may not be knowing everybody. And that's the celebrity stage. So you will have to look at, where am I? But I'm networked, but I'm not able to get business. I'm not able to get files. I'm not able to make money. I'm not able to monetize. Now that's something which is critical. That's something which is critical. Now that's where we'll be working on. I'm going to give you the 20 strategies. That's basically called as my image. It's not a PowerPoint. It's basically a PDF file, which I'm going to share in the next few minutes. I just missed one slide because I think if we get into it, it'll take a lot of time. But yes, I think I'll just run through that also. Having come here, I think I'll run through it. We have what is called, and this is basically, you must have heard of it in some other organization, but it's the proprietary of Ascentive. Ascentive owns this VCP. It's basically called a visibility, credibility, and profitability. If you have to get referred from all these people whom I'm talking, first is visibility. Dikhna padega. You must be visible. Visibility means what? Let me tell you very clearly one thing. Visibility means the other person must know your first name, your last name, your firm name. He must be having your mobile number in his phone book. If he has all this, you're visible. If you're not there, you're not visible. And how do I stay visible? This is the first question to ask. In fact, I can tell you, if you can just enhance your visibility, some of you sitting in this room, Zoom room, must be getting my Monday morning quote. Monday morning, 7:30, 8:30, 9 o'clock. Before that, you'll be getting the quote. Every week, every Monday morning. Why am I doing that? To tell the world, hey, Sreeram is alive. Sreeram is awake. He's there. Otherwise, people will forget. Visibility is something important. Even the Prime Minister of India and the President of United States of America, they are also competing for the optics in television. Just because it's a Prime Minister or Chief Minister, still they have to appear on television. They have to come on the media. Dikhta nahi hai to nothing will happen. And these days, everything is 24/7. And I can tell you, in fact, why did I start this whole thing? Yeah, obviously, one is to spread my message, to make people empowered. But there is also a selfish motive in it, which I have to confess at this point in time. There was a rumor going around 1.5 years back that Sreeram is not in India anymore. He's all the time in Kenya. He's all the time in Gibraltar, Dubai. And so I stopped getting inquiries. People did not talk to me. And those were, WhatsApp was there, but still predominantly calls used to work at that point of time. So that's when I came out with the strategy that from an Indian number, the WhatsApp will go. It doesn't matter where I am. And let me tell you how I reap the benefits out of it. Last year, not this 2020, 2019, in the month of February, I came to know much later about this. February 2019. And those were the days where even I was not very regular, not as regular as, now I have a professional who manages all these things. Now, I have a client of mine. They had done the 2018 training programs, and 2019 they're finalizing. They wanted a consultant, and they were talking. It was on a Monday morning. They were talking at around 8:45, 9 o'clock. The HR says, ask the CEO, shall we continue with the old trainer whom we had last year? CEO says, I do not have a great feedback, so I'm looking for some other alternative. Tack, my message comes. Your quote. He sees, hey, I know this guy. When I was working with Advanta as the global head, he trained all the global country heads. So check it out, or let me myself check it out. If he's there in India, I think we can go ahead with him and we can give him the assignment. Because I know I personally attended this training. And in the next few minutes time, I get a call from Venkat. He's the CEO of the company. Hey, Sreeram, are you there in India? He calls me on WhatsApp. I said, yes, I'm in India now. I'm leaving for Kenya the next 3 days, but I'm in India now. So can we meet tomorrow? Yes, done. Now, this is basically visibility, is to say that I'm there, very much alive and kicking, to all your referral sources. And there are people who send newsletters for those things. Credibility. What is credibility? Credibility has got two components. One is character, another is competency. People should like you, and you should be also competent. But Sreeram, people like me, but I'm not competent. You will not be referred. Sreeram, people don't like me, but I'm competent. They will refer you till they find a person who is both competent, whom they also like. And when you have visibility, dikhta hai, credibility, competency bhi hai, character bhi hai, then what comes out is profitability. But how do I move to the zone? What are the things which I need to have? So I'm just stopping my share here, and I am going to this is for digital forum. Okay. Now, number one. Okay. Am I sharing or am I not sharing? I think
no, nothing is being shared.
Yeah. I'll just share right now. Now, Pankajji,
Yeah, it's visible, but I think you have to increase the font something. Yeah, now perfect.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Right.
So the first question to ask is, so see what happens in the referral area. If you're looking at, see all those things, please understand whatever I've spoken about the relationship marketing and referral marketing, you will have to look at what are the kind of guidelines that you have as far as the institute is concerned. And you will have to ensure that you go by those guidelines. So I'm not here a chartered accountant to give you whether guidelines are available, what guidelines you have to. So you will have to find out and figure out a method through which you will have to ensure that the guidelines you follow. Okay. So
Sreeram,
yeah.
sorry, I'm just interfering. But
Go ahead.
only thing
Go
which
ahead.
I have to tell people is, if they follow the digital competency maturity model tool, all these questions are answered within the ICAI regulations.
Right.
So we have developed a digital competency maturity model, which is self-assessment tool for your virtual being there, whether for marketing or for internal office correspondence and purposes.
Right.
So this covers all these things. You please continue and let them actually go through the DCMM model also, so that both will match. So you give your best in this entire thing, so that that can be related there. So sorry.
Exactly. No issues. No issues. One more thing I want to ask you there is that whatever we spoke about as far as relationship marketing is concerned, word of mouth marketing, was there anything conflicting as far as the institute regulations are concerned?
No.
Everything can be tweaked into the So tweaked. That's the word which I mean.
The little bit here there, but I think if you go to the code of ethics, certain things you can easily pick up, and it is not much of different when you talk about word of mouth publicity. Sreeram, it is basically one-on-one relation. One-on-one relation is not considered as marketing for the purpose of
right.
But whereas if you are doing a publicity, then it is a problem. So the best one which is acceptable is word of mouth and one-on-one relations.
So I basically give you an example. I'm a chartered accountant there and you're there and I'm asking you, see, I'm basically a GST specialist. If any of your friends have any challenges in issues or they want to know something about GST, I'm there to help them. Okay. And you can ask them to call me. Is it okay or is it against the ethics of institute?
See, technically what happens, Sreeram, you cannot solicit work. One thing. You can solicit support or advice or guidance.
Right.
But not professional work.
Right.
You cannot say that get me client.
No.
You can be advisor, but not get me client.
I can help I can give advice to people on how to file a GST return. Is it okay?
Yeah. So there is a difference between soliciting of work and soliciting of support.
Right.
So which we need to really understand where it is matter of money and money is worth. Then you are actually going wrong even in case of one-to-one.
Right. So I'm starting from the basic and we'll go through the entire thing. So first things, do you have a professional website? And 9 out of 10 times I would like to ask, people are asking me is that, Sreeram, should I have a website on my firm's name or on my name? It is always better to have on your name if your practice is based on your credibility and name. Simple. jvcsreeram.com. There was a time when I used to have it as oraleadershipfoundation.com, oraleadership.com, but it's all gone. It's now the branding is only JVC Sreeram. I have focused financial planners and I'm Manish Sheth. Now it's manishsheth.com. Now again, I have to interrupt you here. Institute allows you to use the personal name to have a website.
You can have it if you are a proprietary person, and also you can have it otherwise also. Like example, I have my own website, but I cannot market my services.
Right.
So I can put my newsletter, I can put my other post which I generally do. So these are all within the legal framework. It should not be marketing of your professional services. You can share knowledge, you can do everything, but not market yourself again. So you can have your individual website and continue to have your firm website also. Both can be handled.
Right. So this image checklist is not, thank you so much. This image checklist is not just for a chartered accountant. I will so clarify to you at every point of time. Is your business based on your personal image or more based on your products and service? So here I'm talking about as a professional having a professional website on your name. Now, if your institute institution allows you to have a Google business page, you can have a Google business page. But if your institute doesn't allow you to have a Google business page, you cannot have a Google business page. Again, a clarification would be required. Same, once you have a Google business page, you can ask people for reviews in Google business page for others, but I don't know about the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, so I'm running through. Next, do you have a Facebook account? This is basic thing. Now, how frequently do you post information regarding your profession in your Facebook timeline? This is a critical element. Amendments which has come through, the latest development, growth of a particular company, the sector. Now, all these, nobody is stopping any individual to post it on the Facebook page itself, as long as it is not controversial and it is authentic. So this is as far as the basic Facebook account is concerned. Next, do you have a Facebook page? Now, I guess there again, I would probably need your interruption or Pankaj's intervention. Facebook page is allowed?
Yes, very much allowed.
Okay, right. And how many people like your FB page? And because FB page, and do you consciously invite people to your FB page? I do that. I do, and you can ask people to, this is not soliciting business. And the whole thing I'm talking about is provide information. See, I'm not trying, I'm just giving an example. I don't know if any one of them are here or not. From my April 9th till now, I have ran more than 25 to 30 webinars, and every webinar has been only information. At the end of the webinar, I've not even asked people to sign up. I'm not a chartered accountant, but I'm saying that. But the more you give information, automatically people will come and ask you, I need your help. I need your help. Yeah?
Perfectly right.
Yeah. So when I do, yeah, go ahead then.
Demonstrating knowledge is a necessity today.
Exactly. So when I do a program, I'll give you an example. I did why public speaking is important. So there was a program I committed. And I didn't market or anything. I said power of human voice. This is what is important. You need to be good in public speaking. Immediately I got on the webinar ending itself, sir, can you help me to become a public speaker? Can I call you? Can I talk to you? I announced the course. And you will not believe me, 23 people joined the course, which I did not market in the program, in the webinar. They themselves came, because when you provide lots of information, I don't want to name anybody. Look at all the leading experts, chartered accountants. If there is a specialist in international taxation, he doesn't have to ask. Clients automatically go to him. There is an expert in GST. Now, even if Mukesh Ambani's CFO has a problem in GST, he would directly call his office and say, hey, this is a problem we have. Can you help us out? No, because why? I am providing information. Today, we are a knowledge economy. So in your FB page, no advertisement, no boost, nothing. Information. On how many times you post in your FB in a page. Now, if you want, you can visit my Facebook page and you will understand. Like say, I'll just read it out, because just to make you understand. I'm not promoting my book. You can say I'm promoting the book, but I'm not promoting the book. Just a minute. Yesterday, this was the post. No reference point. In conversation with for my book, Udayan Lahari, co-founder and joint MD of Medica Hospital, says, healthcare can't afford their workers going down because you can replace everything else. You can replace equipment, you can replace infrastructure, but you can't replace healthcare workers. If they fall, hospitals will not get any more doctors. Hospitals need to protect them. And if that is a cost, everyone has to bear it. How can governments and hospitals take care of healthcare professionals is lucidly explained in this case study of my book. Now, have I marketed it? Maybe. But have I provided information? Yes. Now, in your own way, you will have to provide those information. Because I really believe, if you're a chartered accountant, there is no point in posting political or social. Instead, provide a lot of financial, because that's the expert. What I'm seeing in some of the great people is that they do not deviate from their professional things to any other ideology, which is what I see. So, next. So, how many times you post in your FB page in a month? At the same time, every day if you post also, it can become boring. So that's one. Next, LinkedIn is a very powerful tool. And how many people follow you in LinkedIn? Minimum 5,000. I think Daya has got 37,000 followers.
30,000.
30,000 followers. 30,000 followers. And you will have to, this is a new media. So what happens? But Sreeram, what is the connection between word of mouth and digital media? So if I am going to speak to Melvin, I'm keeping that same example, Vijay, Sreeram and Melvin. When I'm speaking to Melvin and I'm telling Melvin, this is, I'm just going to share you the LinkedIn blog, which this friend of mine, Vijay Kumar, has written. Now it becomes easy to refer. It's an easy thing to refer. So you're not asked for referrals as a chartered accountant. Vijay has not even asked for referrals, but I keep referring. This is what we need in your profession. Do you have an Instagram account? Because, I don't know. Instagram mostly is used for personal purpose. So I do not use much Instagram. Professionally, I've slowly started using it. Are you proficient in writing or speaking? So that's the first question to ask. If you are proficient in writing, write blogs. Send newsletters. Subscribe to WordPress. If you're an expert, let the world know you. And I will go to an extra effort. You can write a book. Today, with zero investment, you can write a book. Every publisher, you will facilitate you to write a book with zero investment initially. And people are writing 27-page book, 50-page book. Okay, I do not recommend that because I would written a 350 pages book in a matter of 2 months. So you can. So if you are proficient in writing, blog, books can be your visiting cards. Think about how your book can replace the visiting card. And in your field, with every year, amendment keeps coming, amendment keeps coming, amendment keeps coming. Books are required. Books show to the world that you're competent. And nobody stops. And what happens? I'm Sreeram and Melvin and Vijay Kumar. And Vijay Kumar comes to my office and he asks me, I'm looking for a chartered accountant. Oh, this is the book which is written by my chartered accountant. Now, instead of your visiting card, I'm giving you a book. And if it is e-book, I just and these kids, these just do all those things. So it becomes easy for people to refer you. And if you're good in speaking, how about a YouTube account? Do you have a YouTube account? If you have a YouTube account, how much have you used it? Anyway, I'm also a late embrace. And today I see kids, particularly people who are completed in Center of Excellence, they prepare YouTube videos. And they're not marketing. Please, they are not marketing. They're just saying, this is the impact. This is the MSME, the package which the government announced, the Atma, whatever package Nirmala Sitharaman announced. And they came out with videos after videos after videos. And what were they doing? They were giving, and I went to there is a chartered, not a chartered accountant, a semi-qualified chartered accountant in Delhi. She gone to the extent of saying, okay, and she's not a practicing chartered accountant. She says, I'll ensure that MSMEs get loans. I will help you. So this is what. Okay, obviously you can't advertise in social media. I don't want to discuss on that. And have you done cross-platform integration? Cross-platform integration is your Facebook, your LinkedIn, and Twitter. Twitter is something which I missed out here. Because for me personally, what I would do is I use Twitter for my political ideology. I don't want it to come in any other form. I don't want anybody else to know. So, and then integrate everything. And then which platform gives you the maximum traction? Have you measured which of those platforms gives you the maximum traction? So all this image page which I'm talking about, image checklist, it's a very simple thing. Add book to it because the book is also very, very important. And book is not expensive, unlike what many people have thought. Books are not expensive. So I've stopped the share. Now, simple things. So simple things. If I had to run through the things, because we are coming at 7:38 now, I would like to have at least 20-25 minutes for question and answer sessions. So starting point, there are 4 ways to market your business. and any profession. Advertising, public relations, cold calling, and word of mouth marketing, which is leads and referrals. For word of mouth marketing, what you need is you need to look at your network. So I'm not talking about going around and asking for in various forums, but using it. So if you're a part of Rotary Club, what do? You can always give a speech. Impact of COVID-19 on automobile sector. Impact of COVID-19 on the hospitality industry. What is the package which we are having for the MSME? And when you provide, see, nobody became a billionaire because he wrote a book. But the book helped him become a billionaire, not by selling the book. The book opened the doors of opportunity for somebody through various assignments. And this is what I'm talking about in terms of the image. So you look at your various referral sources, network, your clients, your employees, the business which benefits from you, your vendors, people with whom you do business, people who have given you referrals, people to whom you are given referrals, contact sphere, the people who do not compete with you but complement your business, family and community, your friends and acquaintances, 10, social media and WhatsApp groups, 11, 12 is your power team, which is basically taking the contact sphere to one more step, then the referral partners. And you need to go through the thing of being invisible, unknown, networked, and celebrity. If I have to move all these things, I need to be visible to the people. So you have to have a strategy of being visible. The image helps you to be visible and to also show your competency to the whole world. And that, if we follow all this, this is only a first step. In this 1.5 hours, I've just tried to share the basics. Because this is the ocean. We have just gone to the beach, looked at the ocean and said, hey, it looked good. I was reading something by Mr. Ganesh Balakrishnan yesterday or today. You can go to the ocean, watch it and come back. You can go wet your legs and come back. You can go for fishing, or you can go deep inside and take the oyster and pearls. I don't know whether he's still there or not, but that's what. So this is basically today what we've done is, okay, this is the ocean. Have a look at it. You can go have a deep dive into it, or just have it. So this is what it is. So all the very best. Stay safe. I'm going to open up for question and answer sessions, maybe in the chat box. I may not be able to answer every question. I'm still there, JVC. Okay, am I right, Mr. Ganesh? I think so. I think yesterday or today you had quoted that. I saw it. So that's what. Yes, today. Okay. Thank you.
So
yes,
yeah. One quick thing after listening to the entire session, with approval of chairman. Chairman, do you give your approval?
Sir, please go ahead.
Thank you very much, Chairman. Because I was just tempted for 3 important parts. In the entire discussion, if you want to take back home and reevaluate yourself where you stand, the first question which I would like to ask everyone is, what makes you special? If you want to market yourself, there should be something special in you. Because there are so many people who are providing the same service. But what makes you special is something which you need to ask yourself. That will take you to a different point. Sreeram, if I'm wrong anywhere, just I noted down just to summarize this entire thing. Because
obviously.
Most important thing is when you want to market again, know your competition, which is one of the most important part. You need to know, based on that, you need to create your marketing strategies, or might be a reach out strategies, what I should say, not marketing. Let us use a very, controlled word, which is reach out strategies, which we need to know. And you should also know how we have to reach out also. There are a couple of things which we need to really do it and put forward. And you rightly said with regards to the blogs, you rightly said with regards to the books, and you also rightly said with regards to the articles. And fortunately, our institute gives all this as an opportunity to all our chartered accountants to really, present themselves to the society, present themselves to the world, where you are allowed to write articles in your institute journal, branch, management, this newsletters, also on the website, which they can do, which I think most of us actually have been missing out. And if you see, one of the most important parts, Sreeram, is, from a point of view, if you are presenting yourself to members at large, where members in practice and member in industry are both sitting, and we have one very good example by name Sudhir, who is one of the best guys, Satish Sharaf, one of the best guys. Today, their client is no other person than the chartered accountant themselves. So I think it is not a competition in a negative sense. We need to also understand that there is a positive sense of entire marketing strategy which need to be really adopted in a very constructive manner. Demonstrating their knowledge is something which need to be really appreciated and understood. And I think our own colleagues are going to appreciate that and reach out to us for taking the support. And there are so many chartered accountants. We have a long history and long names. If you put the name board, I think it starts from Devidas sir, whether you talk about PVSS Prasad sir, there are n number of such people who are actually, guide, and, their entire thing is basically your own chartered accountant, which is there. So marketing strategies are not something which you need to go and grab new business. It's basically how you present yourself is something which we need to really evaluate. Sreeram, fantastic. I enjoyed thoroughly. I thought before, we start going into the Q&A, just to put forward my thoughts, I came in. I'm sorry, but
no issues.
Tempted,
wanted to add one more thing to what you are saying. In 9 out of 10 valuer programs which we conduct, most of the valuers, they found out that all their business, they need not go out of the CA Institute itself, because there are so many other chartered accountants who are not valuers. So collaboration is the name of the game which you're talking about. Like, is that what you're talking about? No, with regard to Satish Sharaf, it's basically collaboration. That's it. If I'm a specialist in income tax appellate tribunal, then the CAs are my contact spheres. I don't go anywhere, because not everybody goes to the income tax appellate tribunal.
Yes.
So it's getting that niche right and ensuring that I work on that.
Thank you, Sreeram. Just before starting the Q&A, on a lighter note, not only a speech, people have started praising your Hindi also. Okay, they said that Sreeram's Hindi has improved a lot, from Kalka Kalto Nahitas to Murgi Dal Barabar. Okay, and yes, many people are asking me, marketing for professionals. Are you sure what topic you have chosen? Why do you want to get into controversies? Why don't you be safe? But from the time you told me, you remember, Sreeram, that joke, one person says, we want to take you, we'll want to send you to a holiday, something like that, where you have a chance to go to then with your wife, then simply says, no, option B, okay, without even listening to that. So here, the moment you said, Mark, I said, no, Sreeram, that's what I want. Okay, and I'll start the questions. Let us not late. The first question again is from anonymous attendee. What will be the prospects for B2B companies in India?
Okay, they're asking me. Okay, what will be the prospects for the B2B companies? I assume that they're asking from the COVID perspective. If it is from the COVID-19 perspective, I think everybody is going to come back. It's not going to be gloom and doom. Agriculture is driving, and in fact, that's what I know. All my research, which I've done in the last 3 months, is showing me agri-business, digital consumption, financial technology, fintech. These are things, and India will emerge stronger and quicker from all these things. I'm absolutely confident about it. Yes.
I'll just take the question of VSS Rajan. Chances of growth and survival of business-to-business marketing companies in the present scenario.
I think we just answered that.
Yeah, I think so. We don't have to repeat. Thank you. Right. Ganesh Balkrishnan is coming out with a statement. Of course, Ganesh never asks questions, but he says, when you talk of business with family, that is on the basis of trust, not on referrals. It's all about how your relationship with that family is.
Agreed, Ganesh, 100% agreed. And it is also, sometimes what happens is some people in the family do not even know what you do. They may be knowing that you're a chartered accountant, but they may not be knowing that you're a specialist in GST or a specialist in income tax appellate tribunal, nothing they know. So I have seen of people who have done that. So that's the reason why on large families, bigger families, that's in that context I was talking about. Yeah.
Next question is from Vineet Reddy Kamba. Dear sir, there is a website called https worknetwork.in where we can list as chartered accountants who provide services, and it's listed in a separate category of consultants. Can we get listed in such networks, or does it attract misconducted? Luckily, there's come, I think,
Yes,
you answered that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Pankaj bhai, please don't.
Very recently there, right? This problem came even because of Just Dial and all. So what is being suggested is that if you put it in a normal font with others under the category of chartered accountants, it should not be a problem. But if you try to pay something and bring it in a broader way, or a bold font, or in a box, and so then it attracts advertisement, and it's not correct. But if Just Dial or anyone is listing you in a proper this thing, it should not be a problem.
So, Pankaj bhai, you are right, but only extension which I would like to say, as you rightly said, it should not be in a box. It should not be, disclosed separately with the star around it, and all those things should not be there. Point number one, it can come in the normal directly list. But these websites which are primarily getting used, and Sreeram has been part of BNI and all, and the important part why BNI specific regulation has come from ICI is because the concept of BNI is referral business. So technically what happened is all the chartered accountants had to actually come out. Similar is the case with Urban Clap, or might be similar kind of things where this kind of websites which are there, which are charging for, listing your name. It is all not allowed. So it has to be available for all the chartered accountants to be done if it is required. So it cannot be on a paid basis, or might be for a specific, way, or in a format where it is ultimately creating a solicitation of work.
You're saying that it should be like a yellow pages of the past. In the yellow pages, the special listing is there. The special listing, no, but your number can be, your name and number can be there. That's all.
Yes.
Yeah. Sreeram, you must be surprised why most of the questions are coming not on your topic but ethics, because we have a lot of code of ethics programs run on this day, and there is every day at least 2 webinars are happening on code of ethics. So everyone is trying to relate what you talked with code of ethics, and then the questions are coming. Again, the next question from Vijay Kumar. Thereby, it's better you are here. Okay. Because the next question from Vijay Kumar is also saying.
No, I think I can answer that. Not a problem. Many times ethics, stop me to selling myself. How to balance ethics, changing modern world and social media.
Before that, we have one more question. Our professional ethics mandate us to disassociate ourselves from any engagement that requires compromise. The clients may not appreciate it, but we need to still walk out. In such cases, the referrals work in a reverse way. Yes, Ram, I think this question you can also.
Yeah, I think in fact I've spoken on this also on earlier occasions, where I think referrals should never come at the cost of compromising on the ethics and the quality of your business. In fact, I gave an example. There is a chief justice who had come to one of the functions in the institute, in one of the convention, and he was mentioning that, the lawyer judge says you're a criminal, and they go to the higher court, and the higher court acquits. So, but the lawyer never gets punished. But I said the same context, but it can be the case of the lawyer. But for a chartered accountant, if he does something wrong, he is also punished. Okay. So it's not only the client who gets punished, but also him. So you need to be extremely careful. Just because your client says, no, he's my very close friend, you have to do it. I think we will have to draw that integrity, independence. That's very, very, very important. There cannot be a compromise on that. And another question which you asked, how to balance, that's what we are saying. I think there is also agree with me on that. Information, provide solution. When I say solution, this is the problem, this is the solution. So you're greatest, we are in a knowledge economy. the more knowledge you can provide, the better it is. And when you provide knowledge, automatically, like the bees come, the clients will come. People will come. That's it. Just provide information. That's all is required. And I know a lot of chartered accountants who have a lot of information, but they do not exactly know the right method of providing that. This is why we had this checklist. And I think they also talked about there is a tool itself, a framework itself available in the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India.
DCC.
You can use that. Yeah, you can use that and balance both.
Thank you. This question is from Mr. C.A. Nagaraju. Many times ethics stopped me from selling myself. How to balance the ethics, changing modern world and social media?
This is what I've answered, Pankaj, now. Yeah.
Like, I think, what about mutual fund advisory services and registered investment advisory registration with SEBI? RIA.
That is allowed, no? However, that is not at all an issue.
I think Raghunath, I'll take Raghunath Dutt's question. Can a CA put all the services they offer in a social media?
I don't think so.
Raghunath Dutt, he's an expert in labor laws and all, PF man. Okay.
Right on labor law, people will know that you are an expert in labor law. That's all, isn't it?
That's all. Yeah. And Pankaj, a couple of people have been advertising in various forums with the charges that for doing
that is so. Yeah.
I think they are making a blunder of life. If they are caught, take it from me, the effort what any person would have put to get this certificate, in no fraction of second it will be lost. So I think a couple of youngsters are doing that mistake. I think it is because of ignorance. So I think we need to just tell every one of them that, don't do that. It will be a big error.
And Sreeram, question, I joined Venkatramana Murthy in asking you this question. What is the name of the book and when will it be in the stores?
Name of the book is No Reference Point and hitting the market on August 21st. Stores, I don't know. Right now, Amazon only is the store, or I myself will have the website store. That's all. Notion Trust store.
So, Hyderabad branch gives you your best wishes, Sreeram. I'm sure the book should do very well. We all wish you very good luck for that. I'll just take the question of Priya Rangarajan. What is that one personal attribute or personality aspect that will always make a positive impact at a close of meeting with prospective client? I think excellent question.
Yeah, what is that one personal attribute or personality? Basically, you are an expert and you are there to help. If these two can be established at the end of the conversation, it gives the client a lot of confidence. Because they are coming to you because they do not have the knowledge, so the competency has to be done. At the same time, okay, he's a helpful person. Like say, similar to what happens when you go to a doctor. When you go to a doctor, the first few minutes, and after that, it has happened to me many a times. Okay, when you enter in, you have a lot of problems. When you come out, you feel, it's gone. So same way to a chartered accountant also, okay, he has the knowledge and he's helpful. These two things, if it can be established, that's the most important thing, personality attribute, which I would say, apart from many things, because there are no one thing. My mentor used to always say, for anything to go wrong, one thing goes wrong, everything will go wrong. For one thing to go right, everything will have to go right.
So
you can ask a trekker, the guys who go to Mount Everest and all those stuff, you have to ask them, they will tell you, it takes only one error for fall. Okay. To succeed, everything had to work. Yeah.
So Sreeram, one thing which I would like to answer here, which to a certain extent I followed in my life. One attribute which I have followed, if it is useful for you, lady, I think you can use it either you know or you know who know. I think you heard it right. Either you know or you know who know. So the point is very simple. When your client is talking to you, you cannot say that I do not know. Just the best way is be there for him for all, services and support.
Yeah. So guy is talking about the satisfied clientele. Then I'll just take a new question on anonymous again from can we have a YouTube channel or a Facebook page to share knowledge by boosting it on paid basis? I think
I don't think you can boost it. I don't think you can boost it.
Not allowed. Yeah, but you can
give
have
that kind of knowledge. Give that
share.
kind of knowledge where automatically it gets boosted. People start watching means that's what only when you need, when your stuff you're not very comfortable, that's when you boost it. Yeah.
In fact, you also answered this, but still I'm reading out if you want to add anything. When you are referred, will saying no have an impact, and how do you handle it?
So it is a question of, it's not a question of whether it will impact or not. It is a question of how do you communicate that no. Many times no is not a problem, but how do you communicate that is where it's a very critical thing. So tell them the reason or the truth, tell your client, and I would not be in a position to take that file. And do not be very aggressive when you're communicating that. Even empathy itself means sympathy plus disagreement. Sometimes I might have to disagree with the other person. That is what is empathy. And sometimes what happens is I also give an option. I may not be the right person to do this, but if you want, if it is not based on ethics, ethically it is right, you may say, I can suggest you somebody else. I may not be the right person. If it is an unethical thing, I think you'd say, I don't think I can continue on this particular stuff in a very polite way. It's how you say and not what you say.
Thank you. Can a CA list his services on his own website, and can a CA share his article posted on own website on social media as a link?
Let me see if I can answer, or I can answer. Can a CA list his services on his own website? I don't know. Can a CA share his article posted on his own website on social media as a link? Obviously, yes. There is absolutely no problem on that. You're providing information, that's all.
Yeah.
But you can't be listing GST services, 10,000 rupees, higher income tax.
No and yes is the answer, we can say. And Ganesh was only trying to answer Priya. It's not about what you know, but need to know what the client wants is a difference for the healthy conversation. Yes, I'll just go to next question from Srikant Sriprada. Any thoughts on how relationship marketing works in corporate world? I mean, outside practice.
See, let me tell you one thing. How do you get a job? Even you get a job or you're referred by somebody else, right? In fact, I'm going to come out in the next few months. I'll be coming out to the program itself because there are going to be a lot of people are going to lose jobs and they're already losing jobs. So what happens? You ask for help from your friends. In fact, even HR says the HR of Wipro is happy to consider an application or a resume which has come from the existing employee. Existing employee refers, they feel better. So that is how referrals work as far as even in a corporate company is concerned. Can you refer some books which are helpful for relationship marketing?
Yeah.
See, I think there's only one book which is called as The World's Best Known Marketing Secret. I'm not even sure whether it's available or not. But you can get a lot of information on the net till probably I release a book on relationship marketing, which should happen as we go along.
Yeah. Sreeram, but before you take up, I think we have some young members who are into employment. And basically that relation, can you just spare at least a couple of minutes or very quickly can you share on this relationship between the managers and their superiors, and how do they tackle and these things, that peer pressure and all? Will you be able to just say something for that? Building relationship in the corporate, in their
topic
office.
by itself. It is a topic by itself.
Topic by
okay.
itself. That's why I think
so the most important thing is actually at the end of the day, I think everybody needs to practice empathy. Even I would say the message as you go to more to seniors than to juniors is to practice empathy. Even a lot of great organizations even now are having that kind of an "it's okay" is a word which we must, which a phrase which we must be comfortable with in this phase of COVID-19. I would say two phrases are very, very critical. I don't know. If you don't know something, I don't know. But never say I don't know for the same thing second time. Find out and let people find out and immediately provide a solution. And number two, it is okay. It is okay. And have empathy. empathy is one thing which you need to have, and communicate and have empathy. Okay. If time permits, maybe in future, one of the days, for this, then I can do a 10 steps for Mr. Narasimhan is there. Huh?
Yeah, our Vivek Narasimhan.
When he was the chairman only, I was introduced to the institute. Because Mr. Naresh took me to I think I'm getting connected to a lot of old people whom I know well. Ganesh, I think Priya Rangarajan was also my student before.
Yes. We have very senior people also. We have Sri Ramratan Mittalji with membership number 17748. Believe me, so even that many people who are before 20,000 and earlier membership numbers are there. Hats off to such people, Sriram. We'll just take the last question from Hemant Kumar. How can new practicing member increase referral?
Simple. Go in that unknown, invisible, networked celebrity. That's the way. So networking is the method. Visibility is the method through which you can go about. And number 2, sharing knowledge, sharing information, establishing that you are an expert in the chosen field. That is enough to progress. That is how all the great chartered accountants are big. And I've not picked any name in this program for a simple reason that if I quote one name, I will be missing out another name. Like say, I want to quote about Satish Saraf, but he's also a good friend of mine. But picking one, I will not do justice to others. That's why I kept quiet. So all the experts whom I have seen from 1950s to now, if I come to think about the chartered accountants, they've all come because they've been an expert and have been able to establish them. They're an expert through knowledge sharing. That is how it is.
Yes, you're right, Sriram. Many great people are here, and many people who will be great very soon are here. Thank you, everyone. So, Sriram, I'll just close it because it's 8 o'clock. But before closing, I'd like to inform everyone that tomorrow, taking the clue from Sriram sir's topic, the next tomorrow's session will be on New Horizons, where our Central Council member Danyava Sharma will be speaking along with Murli Krishna sir. So 2 people will be talking about we are trying to present both the views from a youngster point of view and also from an experienced point of view. So Sriram has laid a solid foundation, and tomorrow's session would be as interesting as today. So Sriram, thank you very, very much. It was great having you. And then only regret is that how can it over so soon? I know you are drinking a lot of water, you are talking so much, but we all enjoyed every bit of it. Thank you very much. Thank you, Dayanivas ji. Thank you, Naresh Gelli. Thank you, Satish Mailarupu. And thanks all the 362 members who are with us for most of the time. But now slowly what happens is once the dinner time starts, many people are there, but we had a 362 list which stayed almost till 7:50, 7:55. So thank you everyone. We are going away with a promise that we come back tomorrow sharp at 5:50 and the session will start sharp at 6 p.m. See you tomorrow. Good night. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Pankaj. Thank you, Satish Garu. Thank you, Dayanivas Sharma.
Thank you,
everybody.
Sorry. दया कुछ बात करते रहो. मैं श्रीराम के उसमें इतना वो गया कि मैं भूल गया.
Premnath, so many people are there. So a lot of my known people who are there.
Mansi Mishra, if you remember, from Bhopal, she also checked and joined. Okay.
Today we have a chairman of immediate past chairman of Kuwait branch also, Pankaj Bhai, with us.
Oh, yeah.
Sai Devta, and there are a couple of more, international, chartered accountants who have joined, who happens to be good friends and all, and fortunately they have been there. So it's been a great thing, Sriram. I think what we need to do is really one help which I am going to take. Now we have a dean again for Center of Excellence, which I would like to say, and we are developing an exclusive session. It's a certification course we are coming out with, primarily with regards to the management lessons, how to market, how to present, how to sell, all kind of these things. And I am going to be coming back soon to you. We have first completed our vision document of the Center of Excellence, which has come out beautifully. And that is yet to be presented before President Sir. So I cannot share that. But the first course which we are designing, Sriram, where you are needed maximum, because you have been associated with ICI for such a long time. And thanks to Naresh Bhai for introducing you to the institute. And I think going forward, it will be a best thing. So this is for you, Sreeram.
This for you, Sreeram. Like
Thank
again,
you. Thank you very much.
We just wanted to say a small virtual thank you to you.
Thank you. Thank you so
Definitely,
much.
when we meet in Center of Excellence or somewhere,
Sure.
once the lockdown opens, we'll give it back.
Sure.
Thank you.
Sure. Thank you very much. Thanks to one and all. Thank you very much. Good night.
Thank you.
All the best, Sreeram.
Thank you.
Waiting for your book then.
Yeah. Sure. Thank you.
Right.
Reading.
Bye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'll end the meeting. Right.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, thank you.
आप वो सेव कर लिए chat sir?
हाँ, chat automatically saved है. Good. Right. Thank you. Sreeram, चल ठीक है.